Mr. Zahradil has the floor. 2.5 minutes, please.
Mr. President, it's a very interesting debate. I have to tell you that despite that I am a member of this institution, I do not feel always necessary to fight with it and for it, especially in cases when it plays just an interinstitutional infighting with other institutions over and over again, just for its own reputational matters. And this is just what's going on here at the moment. This is just a performance for the public. Nothing more, nothing less. For me, no national government is an enemy. No national government is an opponent or challenger. Neither the EU Council. For me, every national government and the EU Council is a partner I have to make a deal with. And therefore, I reject strongly this rhetoric of war with the European Council because it leads us nowhere.
They don't consider us as partners.
Finished? Okay.
Just saying something.
I think that this is not the size of the budget which matters. I think it's a structure of the budget which matters. And I think that we and you, Mr. President, have to look closely on the structure of the budget. And that's the core of the problem. I do not consider this summit to be a failure. I think that it showed a very simple fact, that there is a significant number of governments that want to see the EU live within its means. Nothing more, nothing less. And there is a very boring custom in this Parliament to blame almost for everything the UK government and the UK Prime Minister. Now let me tell you that there is a number of other governments and other Prime Ministers and other Chancellors who this time took a very similar position. EPP governments led by Mrs. Merkel, Liberal governments, Mr. Verhofstadt, led by Mr. Rutte, for instance, and others. So I think that this is just an overall problem that each of us has to feel. And therefore, I urge you, Mr. President, that you should not look just at the budgetary headings when making difficult decisions. If we are to get a deal that is agreeable to everyone, we have to achieve it by only one way, and it is a detailed analysis of the budget which will look at what adds value at the European level and what does not. And it's as simple as that. Just, let's get trimming of the fat, and there is still plenty of it. That's true. Last but not least, point of own resources. This is an ideological debate between those who want European federation, who want European superstate, who want united European state, and those who do not want. Those who do want this state do want, naturally, own resources. Those who do not want them do not want own resources. And I think, Mr. President, European Union is no federation. It will never become a federation, and therefore, please do not follow this path. Mr. President, or both presidents, thank you, Mr. Barroso, by the way, for pointing out a very important point, which is fighting corruption. That is really something which I consider to be very important. You said that the debate sometimes turns into the ideological one, and I can only agree with you that it's true, and it's been heard here very often. I only have to stress that it happens both ways. Someone sometimes speaks clearly anti-European stuff. Someone, on the other hand, speaks all the time about EU federation or compares EU budget to US budget in size, in proportion, and similar things. And I think that this is also purely ideological stuff and should be rejected the same way like any other ideological extreme. Mr. President Rompuy, I very much appreciate your very sober tone. I wish you all the best. I hope you find really balanced outcome of all this, and I can only wish and hope that this European Parliament will be wise enough and mature enough not to block this agreement at the end and to accept that. Thank you.